Welcome all to the Snail Trail 4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how crazy life is in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyler, and joining me today, which I haven't seen him in a while, is my good buddy, Mr. Jimmy Jett. Welcome back to the therapy session.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, you're only saying that because I'm pretty much laying on the couch right now.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you've had a crazy week. I've had a crazy week. We might get into some details about it. We'll see.
Well, not some very detailed, very fine details on my end. We're gonna avoid those.
We're gonna avoid those ones. Okay. I think something's gonna come out of it, but
something did come out.
Yeah, fair. Yes. Oh man. Anyways, so this is gonna be a Monday episode, but since we kind of had like two Monday themed episodes back to back with 74 Weld and then Sierra Trek. This is going to be kind of a catch up with kind of what we've been up to. Some fun stories, some fun things going on in the off-road industry. And we have some updates on a bunch of giveaways.
Yep.
So
yeah, we're really kind of backwards this week because of mainly my surgery. So
yeah.
And we've got Overland Expo PNW coming up. So we're going to turn things right around, hopefully within the next week and get some good interviews up there for some cool things going on up at PNW. And we'll be right as rain, hopefully in the next week or so.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of the giveaways have ended. We announced the winners last week on Thursday's episode for the final Flex Power Tool giveaway. And those were, let's see, do I have it here? I don't have it written down, but there was David's Construction Company, and then he tagged like an Anthony gentleman and got in contact with both of them, and they know each other. They also both follow Snail Trail 4x4 and both follow Flex, which was pretty cool to see. Got their addresses and everything. We'll be sending out, just a reminder for everybody, we're going to be sending out all of the Flex Power Tool stuff after we announce the winner for the monthly giveaway from our Snail Squad group.
Yep. Yeah, there's a big palette full of Flex tools here that I've been like, I wonder if anybody would recognize or like notice if some of them went missing.
Yeah. Like if people just didn't get a battery.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Lawless Corey about that.
And then they're like, yeah, but this box is opened. The box is open and there's other tools missing from this box. Oh, my bad.
Tyler.
Sorry. We've been getting some good feedback though about them. We had one listener go and buy a bunch of Flex tools.
Yeah.
So
we've had a few people message us and say that they were really liked the episode where we did the battery talk and that it inspired them to move away or try a different brand. So that was pretty interesting because I do feel that a lot of people do have their brand and are stuck with their brand and their color, and they're not interested in changing because they've already kind of fallen into an ecosystem. But it is kind of neat to see some people going, you know what, maybe there is something better out there and take that leap of faith and move over to it.
Yep. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah. We got the Flex giveaways going on. So you guys have, it's actually, I think it's going to be over by the time. It's over. Yeah. By the time you're hearing this. So yeah, we'll get all the winners announced to go redo and re-go over all the winners probably next Thursday. And then we'll get those shipped out to everybody shortly here. So
yeah. And maybe next Thursday we can do the drawing. No, probably we won't be ready, I don't think.
Yeah, it'll be close. Plus, we're going to be up at PNW, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll probably get the drawing done.
We'll figure it out. We'll get it out as soon as we possibly can, because I know that there are people interested in that.
Yep.
We can announce next month's giveaway.
We can, yep.
Which is with...
It's kind of apt for today.
It is kind of apt for today. It is a moose knuckle. What do you call those things?
Recovery equipment.
Yeah.
They do a bunch of different stuff now.
They do. They've really diversified their portfolio, because a while ago they were only like a funny looking shackle.
Yeah.
But now they have some really cool shackles out there in the market and other products as well. The one I like is it's sort of a split shackle. And it's like two hooks and you can open it up and then you can slide your kinetic strap in there or any strap in there. And you don't have to like disconnect it and reconnect everything back together. You can just throw the loop of your strap right in it and it'll close on itself and lock it back together. So it's a really kind of cool setup.
And you don't have to deal with the pins like for regular bow shackles.
Correct.
There's a pin in them that permanently, you kind of just tighten it down and it's permanently attached to your vehicle. But these two hooks open up so you never have to pull that pin off anymore.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have anything in between that. You don't have to use a soft shackle to attach anything to that. You can just throw your strap right on it.
Yeah, exactly. You open these two hooks up, you put your strap in there, you close the two hooks back into the strap and away you go.
Yeah.
Which it's really a kind of a cool setup. They also supplied us with some other features, other items, some colored coding or color matching things and some stickers and swag and a whole bunch of other stuff. We haven't even dug through the box yet to see everything that they sent us, but super excited to be working with Moose Knuckle Offroad or Recovery. We should figure out what their name actually fully is. But yeah, it's we got a few $100s worth of goodies to be given away from them.
Yep. Cool stuff. So we got that going on for, what is that, July?
Yeah.
That month we're in right now? Damn. Happy 4th to everybody.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow if you're listening to this episode live or when it launches. So hopefully everybody has a great 4th of July.
That was the first day I released a video on Snail Trail 4x4.
Wow. So is that 5 years?
6 years?
6 years now for Snail Trail YouTube?
Yeah. But it's probably like 1 year I haven't released a video.
It still counts. They're up there, right?
Yeah, the videos have been up for probably 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it just says Moose Knuckles is the name of the company, and their knuckles are hilarious looking.
Yeah, they are.
So yeah, Moose Knuckles and then recovery equipment.
Yeah.
Yep. So
we've got a bunch of shackles to be giving away and then some other accessories and some swag.
Yeah. So we got that. We have updates. We have pricing on the winch.
Yes, this is super exciting.
Pretty cool.
I am shocked.
I am too. They said they were going to work with us and that they were going to give us a good price. I wasn't expecting this good of a price.
Yeah.
So they are offering the SX10SR, which is their 10,000 pound winch for off-road vehicles with synthetic rope, wireless remote, automatic brake in it. The control box is designed to be mounted other places, to be taken off the winch. Pretty decent line speed, synthetic rope, all that good stuff, fair lead with it. So that one, the 10K winch, and they're also offering the 12,000 pound version of it, the 12K.
Okay. Wow. So
the SX10SR and SX12SR and the 10,000 pound winch normally retails for, I want to say $763. And they're offering it for the group buy for $485.
Yeah. It's almost like half off.
Pretty much. It's like nuts. 40-45%, something like that. So, so that one, $485 if you're interested in the 10K winch, and the 12K normally retails, I want to say it's like $850, $840, somewhere around there, and they're doing it for $525.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
That's cheaper than an Apex Badlands Harbor Freight winch, which is already a pretty decent winch too. But Super Winch is a much better supporter of the OHV communities and trails and stuff. So
absolutely. So if you want to get in, how can people get into this group buy that's going on?
Yeah, multiple ways. Whatever's easiest for you. You can message me on Instagram. So 4x4 Toyota Tyler. You can message Jimmy at Snail Trail 4x4 on Instagram and he'll forward that over to me. I'm kind of keeping track of the list, or you can email Tyler or Jimmy at snailtrail4x4.com. That would be the best way to get your name on the list. What I need from you guys is your name, your email, and which model you want, the 10K or the 12K. And then once...
Or both.
Or both, if you want both. I'm getting both. So there are benefits to both, having a higher rated winch. So yeah, once we get down to figuring out how they want to collect payment and how shipping and everything's going to work, they're offering free shipping, but it was unclear as to if they wanted to ship everything to like one place and then We either ship it out to you guys, or you guys pay for the shipping out to you, or you come by the Morflade warehouse and pick it up if you're local. So I'm going to figure out those details next once we have payment process and how the shipping's all going to work out. I'll reach out to everybody via your email and get you guys those updates.
Sweet.
So far we have 22 winches sold pretty much.
Oh my gosh. That's nuts.
Yeah. So they're super happy with the group buy. They gave us a phenomenal price, good company to work with, good people. So let me know. We're going to probably run it for about 2 to 3 weeks here. And then we have to put a deadline on it. And then once we kind of get everything together, then we'll collect everybody's money and get some winches out to you guys.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just going to say this, even though I don't know if it needs to be said. We're not making any money off of this.
No, yeah.
This is just we wanted some winches. And so we reached out and tried to start a group buy, and we're not getting a discounted, like a free winch out of this. We're not making any money off of this. This is just we wanted some winches, and we're hoping to get some good pricing on winches. And we were selfish and wanted to throw this out there to other people to get a better discount for us.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really what it came down to.
Yeah.
Don't think of this as, like we're going to make money off of this at all. So this is just strictly a group buy for everybody, including us, because we're in this for a few inches as well.
Yeah.
So I wanted to throw that out there. I don't know if it mattered, but so
we could have said that they were $600 then, man. We could have been.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Rewind. Go back and edit this.
I'll edit this out. the 10K is $500 and the 12K is $600.
There you go. Oh man, that's funny. Don't stress yourself out over there.
My back's hurt. There's no pillow that I'm leaning against on this armrest. It's sort of rigid.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Okay.
I'll survive.
Okay. You survived worse this week?
I survived worse this week.
Okay. Speaking of that.
Okay.
You had a surgery this week.
I did. Yes.
We talked a little bit about it in the past.
Yeah.
We did kind of a PSA on men's health.
Yep.
About it. So I don't know if you want to go into any details. I don't think you need to, but I do have a gift for you.
Oh, okay.
That's from all the MFers here at the warehouse.
That's awesome. Thanks.
So I'm interested to see how you describe it to the listeners.
All right. Well, it's in an Amazon bag, so I'm going to have to set my mic down here for a second.
All right. I'll describe what you're doing as you do it. He's grabbing the bag, opening the bag, ripping it open like the Incredible Hulk he is. And he's pulling it out of the bag. It's in another bag. It's kind of like a Russian nested doll, or is that a Ukrainian nested dolls now? I don't know what they're called officially. Another black bag, which seems to be harder to rip open for the Hulk over here. And what do you got there, Jimmy?
Are we allowed to talk about this on air?
I don't know. It's up to you. How do you want to describe it?
It looks like a flashlight.
It kind of does. Yeah.
And it's for relief.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
You guys have a great sense of humor.
We have too much fun here. You have no idea what our group text message thread looked like as we were coming up with this idea for you.
So you can open it, you can lubricate it, you can enjoy it, and then you have to clean it to rinse it. Then you air dry it, and then it looks like there's some chemical or something, or a powder or something in there to renew it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a Bop It game.
Kind of. Yeah. Well, thank you. There's that.
You're welcome.
Might come in handy.
We figured
literally
we could
handy.
Oh man,
Rosie's gonna be pissed though. Or Pamela.
Yeah, getting replaced.
Rosie Palm. Yeah.
So anyways,
that's fun.
That's from all the MFers for you.
Thanks guys. Yep. I appreciate it.
We have you in our thoughts.
Yeah. I heard you guys all changed your profile pictures on like your phones or something to my picture of me in the operating, or about to go into the operating room.
I have not yet, but everybody else did. Yeah. Sean took the liberty of getting the picture and making it available for making the contact image.
So, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it my contact image or is it?
It's your contact image. Whenever you call them,
okay,
that's the picture that pops up.
Got it. Cool.
In your cute little surgery gown.
Yeah.
And head hat thing.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. The hairnet.
Yes.
That thing. Yeah. I'm like, I don't even have that much hair, but I don't know. I guess sterility is good.
Yeah.
In that point of time.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that the right word to use?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sterility.
Yeah,
sterility is that
being sterile?
I was thinking that was there's a dual purpose there, dual meaning behind it.
Yes. Yes, that very much could be. I think I'll just, surgery went well. The cyst was removed. Mm-hmm. Supposedly it was the assistant said that the doctor said that it was about the size of a goose egg.
That's
so, and I know you looked up the volume of a goose egg.
We were all curious. So we looked up the volume of a goose egg and it's about triple your grade AA eggs that you get at a chicken, like at the store, the grocery store.
Yep. Yeah. It's impressive. Let's just go with that.
It's super. I'm more impressed. I'm so much more impressed that you didn't do something sooner. You're like, well, I just started becoming uncomfortable. I'm like, at a goose egg size?
Well, when you've lived with it for like 10 years, you're just you're
grown partial to it at that point.
I wouldn't know partial. Yeah. We did name it eventually, but Bali. But I think it's just one of those things. It's like, it's just growing. Like you notice it at one point, but then when it slowly grows, you don't really notice it becoming more and more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Until there's a point when like, okay, this is actually starting to become uncomfortable now. Yeah. But like, I don't really have another example, of like, I don't know, a wart or something that like, like, okay, you notice it at first, but then if it gets larger and larger, you don't really notice it getting that much larger and larger.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so
it all makes sense now. You said that you don't like running. You try and go running every once in a while, and instead you do a lot of swimming.
Yeah.
It all makes sense now. Okay. I get it.
Yeah. Wasn't it probably, yeah. I'll leave that one alone. And I got vaccinated at the same time.
Okay.
And so everything went well. I've just been in a recovery for the most part the last few days. We're recording on a Friday. I had surgery on Tuesday. I'm trying to follow the rules to be just, to get better and heal quick. There was a lot of like, I'm not allowed to lift 10 pounds, anything over 10 pounds for like 2 weeks, which is crazy to me. And so my father and my brother are going to come over and help me do snail armor panels.
Nice.
Because those weigh 10 pounds. And I'm not too concerned about running a panel at a time, but when I have to load a bunch of panels up into the truck or take the panels to the post office or UPS and deliver, usually I walk in like 5 or 6 under my arm at a time. I can't, now I'm going to be like, okay, I've got to make 5 trips, or something like that of 1 panel each. So that's just sort of a pain in the butt. I moved the cat the other day and I got yelled at by the assistant and she's like, you can't lift the cat. I'm like, what? And she's like, the cat weighs more than 10 pounds. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure the backpack I brought down here weighs more than 10 pounds.
Probably.
But I'm also like, so the point of not lifting more than 10 pounds isn't so much of a muscle strain. I think it's a blood pressure thing.
Oh,
right.
That
And
makes
so
sense.
because your body's building up dams, to block blood flow in certain areas that got destroyed or damaged. And if you suddenly have a really high spike in blood pressure, the blood flow is going to be a lot higher and you're going to break down some of these dams.
That makes more sense.
That's what I think is the reasoning behind that.
Okay.
Other things was I'm not allowed to drive. I wasn't allowed to drive for 48 hours because I was put under, I think it's called general anesthesia. Like I was completely put out. Like, I don't even remember really leaving the waiting room when I was gowned up and everything.
Oh yeah. You looked pretty high in that picture.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I think they gave me stuff before they started giving me. They said they were giving me stuff because there was a point so I had to wait for like an hour, like in the bed waiting to go into the operating room, and I was like, I'm already feeling tired. And like, I don't know why, like I shouldn't be. And the assistant did say that there was 2 like IV bags behind me. So I'm pretty sure one of them was probably an IV and the other one was probably
something to start
it.
Going.
Yeah. And then when the nurse that comes in and watches over the anesthesia nurse, he came in and he's like, okay, I'm going to give you something. It's going to feel like it burns. And then, we're going to start the process. And he gave it to me. I'm like, either it didn't go in or it's not burning, but I'm feeling tired. And then I don't remember anything after that. I guess the surgery took about an hour and I slept for like almost another hour after. So the doctor came out and talked to the assistant and said everything went well. I guess that's when she said it was the goose egg. That's when she told the assistant like all the care and feeding and handling or whatever. And the assistant's like, great, can I go see him? And they're like, no, he's asleep right now. Like, let him sleep, let him wake up naturally. And it took me about an hour after that to wake up.
Wow.
But so I've just been icing. We bought 3 bags of peas, frozen peas.
You're just rotating those?
I've been rotating those.
Nice.
They're actually really handy because they're more pliable than like an ice bag.
Yep.
So if you do come over to my house, probably don't have peas for a while.
Fair. Okay.
But and just 20 on 20 off for a bunch of times. I've been watching the cartoon version of the Star Wars Clone Wars.
Oh, nice.
I've started doing that. I'll leave it out so Ben's not too upset. I watched a few other things, been watching Ted Lasso a little bit, and that's the assistant and I haven't started season 3 yet. So we've been watching season 1 and season 2.
You haven't watched any reruns of Ultimate Adventure?
No, didn't watch any of that. And then, I've been able to walk. I was able to walk around the first day pretty well. Oh, they gave me like a jock strap thing, and that's worlds of difference.
Okay.
Because it holds everything. It's more secure. I tried the other day to walk around with normal chonies, and it just
no bueno.
Yeah. Like I needed more support.
Jeez.
When I'm wearing that, I'm able to walk around a lot easier, sit down and move around a lot better, and sit at the computer. I do have my office chair it's very, very nice. One of the ones that we got from is it not Nan? Is it Nan? I always pronounce his name wrong. Sorry, buddy. But it's an office chair, and so I put a pillow down.
Yeah,
just to give me a little bit more.
You have a tush
cushion.
Cush?
Yeah, in this case, I did. They actually, the doctor, when I was leaving, they said, "Do you have a pillow for your ride home?" And I said, "No." And they're like, "Here, take this one."
Oh, nice.
And they straight up gave it to me from the hospital. I'm like, okay,
nice.
And so they put it in the wheelchair, and then we got wheelchaired out, and then they are like, "Here, just take the pillow too." I'm like, "Cool,
nice." So
that's my tush cush for the computer. So I've been doing a lot of computer work. I've edited our last podcast, and I am editing one for Lee right now, and I'll probably edit this one, all sitting on the tush cush. But everything's, for the most part, everything's going better. I mean, I'm improving, so
that's good.
I'm walking around more. It's been nice to get outside. Today was the first day I've actually did something.
Good day to choose go outside. Yeah, it's freaking hot, man.
100 degrees or something today. I know. I was kind of like, oh man, maybe I should have done this, push this back a few days. So
you're like, I think we should do remote because I shouldn't be up and walking. Let's just do remote today.
No, it's okay. I was getting a little, I wouldn't say claustrophobic, but it was nice to get outside.
Yeah.
The car ride wasn't very pleasant, but
cabin fever.
Yeah. I was getting a little cabin fever.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm off of that soapbox.
Cool.
Things are good. Things are getting better.
Glad things are doing well for you, man.
I'm actually going to go out of town this weekend down to my buddy's house and go to a 4th of July party. And I'm not allowed to go swimming for like 48 hours because I have sutures and, stitches. And so I'll just have a lounge chair. And my friends said they're going to continuously give me cold beverages and I'm just going to sit there.
Nice.
We're going to sleep in the rooftop tent. So that might be interesting, getting up and down that. I don't think it'll be that bad, but I did tell my buddies, I'm like, I might need help setting it up.
Yeah.
But so I think it'll be good. And then,
do you want a suspension reclining 2-person chair?
Maybe.
Okay. It's super comfy. I have it in my living room right now, and the secretary's pissed that I have it in there, but it's so comfy. So I keep it in there and I keep using it.
Yeah.
But it's essentially, the suspension recline chairs that Jason and Chris have?
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's a 2-person chair.
Oh, cool.
So it's nice.
So I can sort of lay down in it, or does it rise in the middle?
It kind of rises. Your butt is lower.
Yeah.
But it rises up a tiny bit, but it's got a place for your feet.
Okay.
A footrest out there for your feet to sit on too. So
maybe. Yeah.
And it's got side tables and
Well, we're going to a pool, so I'm sure that my buddy Paul has some lounge chairs around the pool too. Yeah. But yeah, so and then we're off to Expo. We're leaving on the 4th, I think, is our game plan.
Wow. That's right. You guys are gonna be down there a while, or up there a while.
Yeah. Well, we're driving up to Wairika to spend some time with the assistant's dad, and then I think we're driving actually down to McLeod to spend time with more family members.
Okay.
Another day with some other family members. And then I think on Thursday, we're driving from more or less Mount Shasta area to Bend or Redmond.
Redmond.
And then, make camp and hang out up there and go in and look around and see people setting up. And I got media credentials, so I was able to go in. I can go in a little early. Did you apply for that?
I did not.
Oh, okay. You might
probably should.
Yeah. Or you're going to have to pay one or the other. So, and then I'll be up there for 2 days. I think we're driving up there Thursday. I'm spending Friday and Saturday up there. And then on Sunday, we're leaving and we're going to head up to the Columbia River Gorge, which is on the Oregon-Washington border. And the assistant has one of her childhood friends that moved up there. And we're going to spend 4 days at their house.
Oh, cool.
Just relaxing and hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
And then driving all the way home on Thursday, I think.
Okay.
Maybe, I think on Thursday. I think we have I forgot what it is, but I think we have something planned on Friday. And then that Saturday, the 15th, is the
tool event.
The tool event out at Fastener Tool Outlet with Lawless Corey, and we'll be showing off all the flex tools.
Gotcha.
So it's a busy friggin' 2 weeks here for us Snail Trail boys.
Yeah, I'm probably heading up to PNW Expo Thursday. I think my plan is to spend all day Thursday driving up there, or maybe leave at noon and get up there around 9 p.m. Taking the camping trailer and probably the Bronco, and then get up there and camp out, and then get into the event Friday and go say hi to everybody. We've got quite a few buddies that have booths there at the event. So we'll be making our rounds, saying hi to everybody. Moreflate does not have a booth there, but I will be up there with the new PSI Pro compressors. So if you guys want to see how those work, find me. And
are you just going to be walking around with it in your hand?
No, I don't want to carry it around the whole time, but I'll have it at the Bronco stashed away, or I'll have it in Wagon Tech's booth.
Oh, okay.
Wagon Alex said that he'd be down to put out Moreflate on one of the vehicles in the Wagon Tech booth.
Yeah.
So I might throw the PSI Pro in the Wagon Tech booth.
Cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wagon Tech, they have gotten in their version 2 of the lithium cubes.
That's right. Alex did say that. Yeah.
Yes, and I got one.
Nice.
So it might arrive today. So I'm hoping it does, because I would love to take it out this weekend.
That'd be nice.
Use the fridge, test it out, see if everything's working how it should be, how the version 1 should have.
Yeah.
And then feel much safer about it on our road trip coming up.
Yeah.
But the big benefit of this one, which I was having, so if you haven't followed along with that saga, is that for the fridge I have, when it idles, it draws so little power. The battery, the lithium cube battery,
turns itself
off because it's not being used for a certain duration of time. It times itself out. Well, these new lithium cubes have a permanent on feature.
Yeah.
So you can just say, I want, the whatever it is.
I want this power circuit always to be live.
This power source, the DC, AC, USBs, whatever it is, always to be on. You're not allowed to turn off.
Yeah.
And I'm so stoked for that.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
So that'll save a lot of weird, back of my brain concern about, is the fridge still on? I've been down at the lake all day. I wonder if my fridge is on, and I go up there and it's not on, and I have to turn it on, and then the fridge is at 50 degrees, and I'm like, crap. Okay, now it's got to cool back down.
Yep.
So I've, gonna get that. Hopefully, I think it arrives today. So I'll be able to play with it over the weekend, but super stoked. I didn't know that Kevin Poole reached out and was curious which one I was using. And I said, I like the lithium cube one from Wagon Tech, but there was this problem. But now their new cubes are in, Kevin. So go get one from Wagon Tech.
I really like the lithium cube from Wagon Tech. I got my Jackery before they launched their lithium cube. Otherwise, I would totally end up in their lithium cube. I like it. It's a better design, in my opinion, than the Jackery. It's got some better features of it, like the wireless charging on top of it too.
Does the new one have that?
I think so.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. You're making me second guess myself now, but I thought it did.
The old one doesn't.
Oh, I thought it did. I thought that was the whole point of the flat surface on top, was that?
No, I don't think so. Well, if it does, I've never seen it or used it. So, I would not ever use induction charging though on a battery lithium cube.
Yeah, it's just not efficient.
It's not efficient enough. Yeah. You're probably wasting more energy by not connecting a cable.
That's true.
So I don't know if the one I have now, I'm pretty sure does not have that.
Yeah.
I don't know if the new one does or does not.
Gotcha. But being a cube, it definitely packages better than the Jackery.
100%.
Yeah.
Being an actual cube, it just makes it easier to stick it in places.
Okay.
And be able to stack things on top of it.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, the Jackery, not the Jackery, the Bronco has the issue of your first lithium cube.
Oh.
There are no 12-volt ports on the Bronco that are always live.
Okay.
The Bronco will shut off every single one of them after like 10 minutes.
Oh.
So I can't plug the fridge into the Bronco. I have to plug it into the Jackery and then plug the Jackery into the Bronco. And then the Jackery charges while the Bronco is driving. But like when it's not driving, it's just sitting there at camp. The fridge runs off of the Jackery the whole time.
Yeah. So. That's what I do in the Tacoma for the most part.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to drain the Tacoma's battery.
Yeah.
And Wagon Tech makes solar panels that directly connect right up into the lithium cubes. Mm-hmm. You just plug it into the same import, the power jack. And once I got the solar panels, I've never ran out of battery power.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Granted, every once in a while we're running like charging phones or whatnot, but, or we charged this last time when we went out camping to Shasta, I was charging running the fridge off of it. I was charging a bunch of cell phones, and every day I charged up the Devos light, and I still was at like 50%.
Yeah.
And I was camped in partial shade.
Yep.
So I feel like I almost feel like I could get the 300 amp hour battery with
be just fine.
With solar panels, but I like the extra. For me, the 500 is my extra, like saving grace. But that 12, they have a 1200 one, which is a beast, but it's got all kinds of ports on it. Yeah. It's got all kinds of crazy connections and things that you can do and run. Like it's got so much output power. It's crazy. But yeah. Anyway, so, I mean, long-winded story. If you're looking for a battery system, an extra lithium battery, check out Wagon Techs. Their new ones are top notch now.
Sweet. Yeah. I like it. We do have a few emails, voicemails, if we want to get into those, or we can talk about the new Rubicon group meeting. We might be able to do both.
Okay.
Let's do voicemails.
Yeah.
We got 3, maybe just 2. I don't know. We'll see. We'll start at the bottom here. Donnie called back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see what Donnie has to say here.
Hey there, little snail buddies. It's Rover Don once more. You mentioned that 2 Rover people had won during the Flex giveaway this month. Actually, I believe that's 3. You forgot Coda Carr. He is also a Rover guy. We're everywhere, man. We are taking over. Between us, you got 4x Ford Tyler over there, who his Fords outnumber the Toyotas. I think you guys are slowly seeing the light and realizing Toyota is not the answer. That's right. You're getting there. Pretty soon, you're just going to give in and admit it. Anyway, we'll see you on the trail.
I was waiting for his normal close.
Yeah.
So I was mistaken on who the other person was that was the Rover guy. I said it was the Project Golden Badger.
Yeah.
He is not a Rover guy. I thought Project Golden Badger was Coda Carr.
Gotcha.
Coda Carr messaged me. He said he was the other Rover guy. Now Donnie is coming back and more or less correcting me, because it is Coda Carr was the other Rover guy. There was 2 Rover guys that had one. There isn't 3. Project Golden Badger is not a rover guy.
Gotcha.
So sorry, Donnie, it's not 3. It's actually 2. But
you were
right. It was Kodakar.
Cool. All right. So next one. I don't know who. This is a long one. All right. Let's see what this person has to say. I don't see a name here.
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Tyler. Just listening to one of your most recent episodes, and Jimmy was talking about some questions about retaping his ceiling. I'm a painter by trade. I do this stuff all the time. You don't need to sand out and refloat your entire ceiling. The easiest way to do this, what you need to do is go to Home Depot, and they have, it's basically like a giant orbital sander connected to a shop vac, and it's on a long pole, and you use that and sand down all the sections where you have your seams so that it's nice and flat. Basically sand it down almost to the drywall itself, and then feather that out, kind of like a blended out a good 3 feet in each direction from where the seam is. And then you can just refloat just the area where the seam is. Make it nice and flat, sand it again when it's done, prime everything to make sure that, because that'll give you a good idea of if there's anything you missed, anything you need to redo. And then once it's primed, they take care of anything that you need to like touch up and make sure it's flat. And once that's done, you can respray your texture, and kind of like when you're blending paint, you just kind of feather it out over the sections that you feathered with the sander. And that should get it to blend in really nice and smooth. And it should be fairly noticeable as long as you're feathering it out nicely. And as far as having one section that's higher than the other, once all that's done, paint your ceiling flat. If you paint it with flat paint instead of like an eggshell or semi-gloss, any imperfections like that, any humps will not be noticeable. So that's what I would do. If you have some more questions, give me an email, give me a call. My email is mr.com. I'd be happy to, help you guys out, give you some advice on what to do. Hope this helps. Thanks. Keep crawling. Bye.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We have some smart listeners.
We do. I have Rodney actually called me and said something very similar to what this gentleman said. He didn't really tell us his name, though. He did say his email, which I'll probably scratch that out from the edited version. But Rodney more or less said that texture is very water soluble, so you can go get these massive sponges that are sort of semi-coarse, and you can just more or less wax on, wax off all the texture in that area.
Okay.
And where this gentleman was saying just sand it off, Rodney was saying you could just more or less
wipe it off.
It takes a little bit of work, but you can wipe it off.
Yeah.
Both of them will take a little bit of work. Mm-hmm. And then, then the process was the same from there. Once you get the texture removed from the seams, then you can float it and then start reapplying. Gotcha. I do like his idea of hitting it with primer after you float it to make sure that it is flat.
Sense. Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I didn't think about that. But we are using a flat paint on the ceilings, and mainly because it's an old house and we didn't want to deal with any visual imperfections up there. Where like more of an eggshell, or a semi-gloss shows reflections a lot easier, where a flat absorbs some of those things. Mm-hmm. And so you just don't notice on the ceilings. But it's interesting because what I'm learning is you do notice a lot more of what's going on a ceiling because it's just a bigger space than a wall. Usually walls are broken up with like light switches or doors or windows. And, you normally don't have like a humongous wall that has nothing on it.
Yeah.
But your ceiling has nothing on it for the most part. Like granted, we have can lights or a ceiling fan, but it's just this bigger area. So we haven't gotten there yet. So I was going to attack it or try to start attacking it before my surgery. Didn't get to it. Probably I'm not going to get to any bit of it until after we get back from Expo.
Yeah.
So, but I do appreciate the call in and that advice. My buddy did have one of those sanders. So I might see if I can snag that from him this weekend, or I don't know that I'm sure Home Depot might let you rent them.
Yeah.
So
they probably would.
Yeah. I might go down that route Sanding sounds a little easier than me scrubbing the ceiling.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. But
Sweet.
cool. I appreciate that. Thanks for calling in. Great info.
That's some good info. And then the third voicemail was a spam call. So
okay.
They were offering us $75,000.
Whoa.
I know.
Nice.
It could have been nice. I think there might be some strings attached though.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
What was the other thing?
The Rubicon meeting.
The Rubicon meeting. I do want to, before we jump to that, I don't know why, for some reason, strings attached reminded me of this. But we were contacted by Onyx Offroad here in the last week. And they do have some promotional things going on at the moment for a 4th of July sale. So they have a 30% off Onyx Offroad going on right now. They also just launched one thing that you're really interested in, which is their 3D route builder. Yeah. Which sounds really cool. Like, so is that only on the computer? Do you know?
I don't know. I haven't seen any details about it. I just kind of saw their advertisement of it, and it makes it literally look like you're flying through an actual canyon as you're building your route. So you can get a good visual representation of like, how steep is the incline of this road that you're planning on going up?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Rather than trying to get an idea of it by looking at topo lines on a map. So it looks pretty freaking cool, and I'm really interested to try it out. So
I saw actually this morning, I saw Max Powell promote exactly that, the 3D map thing. Yeah. And I think he was looking at one of the mountains up there in Washington. I don't know if it was Hood or whatever. That might even be in Oregon, but he was looking on the computer at the 3D version on Onyx Offroad. And then he went to a live camera and he was looking at the same picture.
Oh, cool. Through a live camera on it?
Through a real no, through his video camera.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So he's like, here's what it looks like on the 3D map on Onyx Offroad, and here's what it looks like in reality. Yeah. And it was kind of neat to see that switch between the two, and it does look really good. It looks really, really close. So I think I definitely want to check that out as well and play with their 3D map planning thing. Yeah. So it looks neat. Anyway, so you can do probably a 7-day free trial or maybe longer than that if you just sign up for their free trial. But they also have the 30% off sale going on right now too. So just want to let you guys know, if you are interested in a map software, you can definitely check them out.
Yep. And then they're also the build challenge is still going on.
Yeah.
For our buddy Nate.
Go help Nate out.
Go help him out.
He needs it. No, I don't know what. So Holly got hurt.
Yeah. So cracked a couple vertebrae.
Yeah. I don't exactly know how, but I know that she
side-by-sides.
Was it a side-by-side?
Yep. Ooh. She was riding passenger in a side-by-side and they jumped it and they came down really hard and she cracked a couple vertebrae.
Wow.
Yeah. It wasn't a roll. It wasn't like a violent crash or anything. It's just a side-by-side doing side-by-side things.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that. So I don't know what's going to happen with her build.
It's a good question.
I'm going now. I mean, Nate's not, he's at the bottom. Yeah. So I'm putting now Nate at number 2.
Yeah.
He's moving up. So we got to get him up there so he can do that challenge. He can go on if he wins the build challenge, then he gets an entry into
Ultimate Adventure for Onyx Offroad. Yeah. Do you know, because he said he's planning on coming down and running the Rubicon after PNW.
Yes.
Do you know which vehicle he's bringing?
My guess is it's not the Land Cruiser.
Not the Land Cruiser's not ready to go yet.
I don't know.
Not with the axle the way it was sitting the other day.
Yeah, probably not. He's probably bringing his Tacoma.
Okay, that'd be fun.
Or one of his Jeeps.
Boring.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna try and see if I can make that run with him.
Yeah.
Too.
Cool.
We'll see if I can make it happen or not.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I won't be back in town. I'm actually heading more towards his house.
That's right. And
he's coming here and I'm going over there.
Yeah, that's right. So I might end up having to go steal Bobcat.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's fine.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put antifreeze in the radiator
because
that's really about all it needs. I haven't yet to do that.
Yeah. So cool, man. There's all of that updates and good stuff. I guess the last thing for this episode is, I got to go and, be on a meeting for the Rubicon.
Yeah. I'm really curious how this went.
This was pretty cool, actually. So, there was a big series of events this year with the Rubicon.
Yes. With it closing illegally.
And then a lot of tempers flew, and a lot of words were exchanged between all the different entities. And the trail is, it's a massive trail. There's not really any other trail in the world that has to deal with all of the vested interests that the Rubicon has.
Yeah, probably not.
There's 5 different public agencies that has jurisdiction on the trail.
Oh my gosh.
So these 5 public agencies all have to get along and coordinate with each other in order for the trail to succeed, right? And to be maintained properly and live. Along with those 5 public agencies that have jurisdiction on the trail, there's also like the sheriff. I guess the county is really one big jurisdiction, even though there's Department of Transportation for the county. There's Parks and Rec that kind of oversees the maintenance of the trail. Then there's sheriff that oversees the law enforcement on the trail.
Yep.
But yeah, there's all these different jurisdictions. There's also private property owners, and the private property owners all kind of view things differently.
Yeah.
They don't always get along with what they think should be happening with the trail. And then there's users in the user groups of the trail. There's the clubs that have the adopt a trail sections on the trail.
Did they get a say?
That's the goal, right? Is they're trying to make it so that everybody can have a say and have input.
Okay.
Into what happens on the trail.
Okay, but who makes the final decision?
It's whoever ultimately who has power and jurisdiction over the trail. So the goal is, because of everything that happened this year, the county board of supervisors, one of the things that they were mandating is that something had to happen to make communication better amongst everybody.
Yes.
And
they said something along that lines. They're like, the biggest problem here is the lack of communication, right? Because what ended up happening is that I think did they just put it on Facebook, and they said something like the trail's closed.
It wasn't even on Facebook. Like they sent out an email. I guess there's an email list that you can maybe sign up for. I don't know how to get on that email list. I've looked, I can't figure it out.
Okay.
And then that email got posted to Facebook by people who received the email.
Got it.
So like,
yeah. And that was it. And there was no other communication. It was just said trail's closed.
And that was a Friday at like 3:30, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Everybody that, was in charge of the trail went home for the weekend right after posting that or sending the email out. And there was nothing that could be done about it all.
Yeah.
And exactly. nobody to answer any of the questions.
Yep. And a very big lack of communication. So that's when at the board of supervisors meeting, they said there needs to be a better form of communication and understanding.
Yep.
And that's, I think, where a lot of the say, air quotes, the people have the say, all these entities can have this say and try to get better communication.
Yeah. So yeah, it's exactly. And that's kind of the goal of it. There used to be a group called the ROC, the Rubicon Oversight Committee, ROC.
Okay.
And it was really designed kind of in that same regime, right? It's supposed to be a forum for everybody to be updated on what's going on with the trail. It was kind of overseen and moderated by Vicky, who's the head of the Parks and Rec for OHV side, and kind of oversees everything that goes on the trail. And from what I've heard, that committee ended up getting disbanded because it wasn't actually a county board of supervisors
like approved entity,
approved group. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
And so, that group got disbanded. And as soon as that group got disbanded, it seemed like things just started going downhill more and more and more gradually each year. Okay. So, that group is essentially coming back. They're reviving it right now, except it's going to be less of a oversight committee, and more of a forum for everybody to come together. And, it's like literally like a user volunteer is moderating it. It's not County Parks and Rec that's moderating the whole thing.
Interesting.
And so anybody and everybody is allowed to come to this meeting and either be informed. You can just sit there and listen and see what's going on at the trail. Or you get a say. If you're there, you have a seat at the table.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really neat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious how it's going to work out in the long term.
I agree.
But I like the idea.
Yep. So I've always kind of envisioned RTF, Rubicon Trail Foundation, as that source between communicating with the public agencies that have jurisdiction over the trail and everybody else.
Right.
They're kind of, in my opinion, Rubicon Trail Foundation is sort of, for lack of a better term, they're the lobbying group for
right. They're the
all
middleman.
Yeah.
Right. They're the person that talks to the entities that are involved and the civilians or people that want to use the trail.
Exactly. That's how I've always envisioned it. Apparently that is not correct.
Okay.
My envisionment was false. It's incorrect. I also kind of wrongly envisioned that, pretty much all the users of the trail got along.
Yeah.
So the users, RTF,
landowners,
private property owners, Jeepers Jamboree, the companies that use the trail for profit. I very wrongly assumed that everybody got along.
Yeah.
And so my naivety became apparent to me during this meeting. So for the most part, there was like 30 people on the meeting in total, in person and on the Zoom. And out of those 30 people, pretty much every group was represented, which was kind of cool. There was people there from the user groups. There's people there from Adopt a Trail. There's people there from RTF, Cal 4. I think somebody was there on the meeting from Corva. We had somebody there from private property owners, from RSSI, Rubicon Soda Springs. There was also 3 government agencies there on the meeting being represented as well, which I thought was really cool. For the very first meeting of this, that really only had like a week and a half, 2 weeks heads up that this was happening. And to see 3 of the government agencies show up was pretty cool.
So who do you know who they are? Do you remember them?
Yes.
Was it like the DOT?
Nope.
No.
I don't.
That's like the one that we needed.
That's the one. That's one of the ones that we really need for the easement. In my opinion, we need to have those 3, the 3 entities from the easement to definitely be at these meetings. But I also think that there wasn't a whole lot of heads up time.
Yeah.
So, the OHMVR.
Okay.
So the OH Motor Vehicle Recreation Division was there for the state of California. The California State Parks OHV division was there.
Cool.
And one of the board members from the County Board of Supervisors was there.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. So that was cool. The other 2 that, obviously the County Board of Supervisors needs to be there. I think that sheriff need to be there.
Yeah.
DOT and County Parks and Rec also need to be there, but it's up to them whether they're there or not. I think that bare minimum, as long as we have the County Board of Supervisors there being represented, then it's a big win for the user groups and everybody who has vested interest in the trail. Because ultimately, if DOT or County Parks and Rec or Sheriff is doing something that is detrimental to the health of the trail, we have that relationship with the Board of Supervisors to either squash it or fix it or do whatever they need to do.
So from this group, how does the decisions get made, and how do they report them?
This group isn't necessarily being set up to make decisions.
Okay.
This group is more set up to help everybody communicate what the decisions are.
Okay.
So
it doesn't sound beneficial.
It hopefully it's going to help be beneficial in keeping everybody up to date and informed of what's going on. So Adopted Trails are going to get an opportunity to say, hey, we're looking at planning our work party on this date, this weekend, or whatever. So this part of the trail is going to be, maybe a little cluttered. It's going to be hard to get traffic through. So if you're a user planning a trip on the trail, then it might be good to know that traffic is going to be really slow on that weekend due to Adopt a Trail work parties. If the State Parks and Rec needs to fly rock throughout the trail and shut down Cadillac Hill to put rock in or a Gaby in or something, it'll get reported on that meeting and what their plan is for that, what the time frame is that they're going to have that part of the trail shut down. If Jeepers Jamboree is going to have a parade permit on the trail and it's all going to be shut down, you can't use it between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. They'll be announcing that hopefully on that meeting. If sheriff is like, hey, we're going to have extra enforcement out there during Memorial Day or Labor Day or whatever, that's a place for them to help report that and let everybody know.
Right. Okay.
So that's more of what this is about. And the moderator, this time it was Jeff Blewett.
Okay.
Who I think is a great person to have as a moderator. He's involved with different off-road organizations, but he's not like somebody who has power over the trail. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And so his big vested interest is making sure that the people who do have power over the trail are all getting along and understanding each other. And there's no like power struggles about what's going on. So the moderator's job is kind of to help the flow of communication continue throughout the meeting, introduce new people, introduce the agencies that are there being represented. So like he can be like, hey, is State Water Board here this evening? Do you guys want to give a report on
flows,
whatever is happening around the trail? Is okay, cool. Is County Parks and Rec here? Do you guys have any plans for maintenance this year? They just County Parks and Rec launched their maintenance report for the trail from last year. So what they did throughout 2022 and what they think are going to be focus points for 2023. So that's kind of a forum where they can report that to all the users and everybody who has vested interest in the trail. So it's going to be, I think, quarterly is what they're going to be doing it for the meetings. And they're trying to come up with a new name for it so that it's less of an oversight committee and people don't get the wrong idea when you hear about this group.
Sure. Yeah.
So
seems like it just needs to be a discussion group or something.
Exactly.
Because it's not, it doesn't seem, it's just a group of people that are getting together to talk about what's going on the trail.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it's doesn't seem like none of the power is coming from this group. Nobody that is doing, well, maybe people that have the power are attending the meeting, but the people that are making the choices over what's going on with the trail it doesn't come from that meeting.
Correct.
I mean, the information might come from the meeting, but.
And I'm really hoping that, right now it's purely discussion, informational based. I'm really hoping that it will lead to more collaboration amongst everybody.
Yeah.
So that, if Parks and Rec says, hey, we need to fly a bunch of rock up to Cadillac to repair Cadillac, then RTF can step in and be like, awesome. If you guys get $30,000 in grant money, we'll match it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Sure.
And then the DOT might say, oh yeah, no, we'll throw in some funds too to help with that project. So I'm really hoping that it turns into more of a collaboration thing so that when something does need to get done, everybody can really work together to accomplish it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that'll lead to a lot better relationships and less of this, it doesn't look like it's going to be that safe out while this storm is coming up over this next weekend. Let's just shut down the trail until June.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess if you want to be more informed about what's going out on the trail, how can people get a hold or get into this meeting?
That's a good question. I think they're going to be putting out the notices about the meetings, I think, on the Rubicon Trail Instagram page, Rubicon Trail Facebook page. I'm sure RTF will be posting about it on their pages, their social media. I'm going to try and talk to Jeff and set up a groups.io email distribution list.
Okay. So
that also the meetings can be announced on there so that you'll just get an email to your inbox when the meetings are announced during upcoming meetings and whatnot. So once we get more infrastructure set up for how to inform people that these meetings are upcoming, we'll get that out there as well too for everybody. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So really right now it's keep your eyes on anything Rubicon Instagram or Facebook or RTF
Pretty much
stuff.
Yeah. The Rubicon Trail social media pages, I think, is the main avenue right now.
Yeah. And if one just happened and you're looking at doing it quarterly, then it's not going to be for a bunch of months.
Yeah. I think my guess is we'll probably be looking at August or September for the next one.
So keep it in the back of your mind. If you just want to continue to be informed about what's happening on the Rubicon, then this is a good avenue to do it.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think that about does it. That's all I've got for all of this episode.
Yeah. I didn't have much going on for me this week. I was laying low.
Yep. Same. I don't have a whole lot. The Forerunner has not been pulled in and start getting cut apart yet. So we're about a month behind schedule on the Forerunner right now.
Dang it.
And, all the other focus has just been purely just on Morphlate at the moment and some other crazy stuff going on. So
literally.
Yeah.
Literally crazy.
If you guys are interested in a freaking crazy story, go look up the docuseries Social Media Monster. The docuseries that is about, the guy that's about, I'm dealing with him right now. So that's all I'm going to say, because I'm pretty sure it's turning into a legal thing. So I'm not sure how much I can say. Go check out Social Media Monster. It's fucking crazy.
Yes.
It
is.
Yeah, that's all I got for this episode. So, do you have anything else?
No.
Sweet. If you guys have any questions, any feedback, any concerns, whatever, I think we talked about it earlier in the episode about how to get in touch with us for the winch buy. There's always the giveaway going on for the Yokohama set of tires over on Apple Podcasts. Just leave a review, and we'll be drawing a winner at 750 reviews for a full set of Yokohama tires. And I think we have a swag pack coming up here for 550. So go leave reviews over there. And we love hearing from you guys. Keep the voicemails coming. Keep the emails coming. Keep contacting and interacting on Instagram. And that's all I got, man. So Jimmy, final words for everybody out there.
Happy birthday, America.
And with that, my friends, keep crawling. Do you got any jokes?
I do.
Okay.
I heard this one from Google this morning.
Okay.
From Google, from the Mini Assistant.
Okay.
Do you know what type of dog is really good at football? And we're talking American football here.
American football. That's good, because I've been watching Ted Lasso, so I was thinking the other one. American football. A dog good at American football. I don't know.
A golden receiver.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure there's a movie about that, isn't there?
I don't know. I'll go home and sit on the couch for another few hours and find it for you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was a golden retriever playing different sports, and they made movies out of it.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. From Disney. Anyways.